For many years, Fresh and Fit had been gaining 100 to 500,000 views on their videos discussing topics related to dating, relationships, and self-improvement. These YouTubers have been somewhat phenomenal, reaching new heights with a massive online presence. That was until August 2023, when everything changed. They suffered a fall from grace after YouTube decided to cut the financial cord of the very popular podcast. Despite its reputation for stirring controversies, we can't help but wonder, what really happened to Fresh and Fit? Only a few months prior to gaining thousands of views per month, this amazing duo were basically nobodies. But then it all changed in 2020 when Walter and Myron Gaines met. Walter, popularly known as Fresh Prince CEO, had become famous for his YouTube prank films. With over 160,000 subscribers on YouTube, he was creating engaging content for a large audience. But clearly, he was actually meant for something greater. Meanwhile, Myron Gaines was on a different path than internet fame. Being a former Homeland Security investigator and fitness trainer, he also had a wealth of experience in relationships, personal growth, and self-improvement. So, after a casual video call conversation between the two, they discovered they had a shared perspective on contemporary society, leading them to create a podcast aptly named Fresh and Fit. First, they started posting fitness video on the channel, which were doing okay, but not breaking them into the mainstream. This allowed them to also explore popular subjects like modern relationship guidance, the inherent differences between men and women, rapid belly weight loss techniques, and advice for young men on their podcast. But it wasn't until June 2020, when the podcast launched their exclusive After Hours episodes, that the video views eventually skyrocketed, surging past the impressive milestone of 150,000 views. This unique special came about after a double date when they decided to host a real-time podcast with their dates. This video brought them into the spotlight, causing their presence on social media to soar to new heights. And ever since, this dynamic duo has produced over 100 plus episodes, while amassing over 1.5 million subscribers on YouTube. Their genuine connection struck a chord with countless viewers on a quest for advice. And even though they didn't break the top 200 list on Apple Podcasts, their content served a specific audience and peaked whenever they featured controversial guests. Their story, however, took a dramatic turn after they were caught in one of the biggest controversies in YouTube history. As Fresh and Fit's popularity soared, so did the arguments surrounding their content. While expressing toxic masculinity in their videos, the hosts started engaging in heated arguments with their guests, leaving some viewers inspired and others disturbed.
I think if you're in a serious relationship with a girl, she should not have an Instagram. That's cheating. In my opinion, I think a woman having an Instagram is 100% cheating, especially if she has scantily clad photos of herself on the internet and she's not making money off it, which a lot of women tend to do.
They started facing backlash, as many critics claimed it was fostering toxic masculinity and perpetuating misogyny. It was when Fresh and Fit's confrontational approach led to multiple high-profile clashes that the situation eventually got out of control. Over the last 2 years, many audiences have witnessed escalating conflicts, not only between guests, but also between Gaines and Fresh Prince CEO themselves. After they started making numerous misogynistic claims in a video titled, "Do Modern Women Deserve Less?" explaining why a high-value man might avoid investing time and effort in a new age lady.
Yeah, I think I'm carrying around and say this shit. This is why women deserve less. Book coming out very soon, niggas. And the reason why is because when you pedestalize girls and you're too nice and you give them this bullshit, they don't respect you.
Gaines argued that treating modern women like traditional women didn't yield the desired results. They advocated for aligning energies when seeking an ideal match, with the overarching idea that our understanding of relationships is instilled in us from an early age. It would be hard to navigate the modern dating landscape.
If I line up 100 women today and I go talk to them, like 95 of them are going to deserve less because a lot of them are on a pedestal. A lot of them have Instagrams. A lot of them have their DMs blown up. A lot of them have their egos in the sky, think that they deserve more than they really do. And they think that they're better than you. The average woman nowadays does not respect the average man.
In one episode featuring some of the internet's most aggressive features, Myron and Fresh Prince CEO assembled a group of celebrities including Andrew Tate, Justin Waller, Sterling Cooper, and Rollo Tomasi for a red pill gathering. This intense debate challenged modern men who might feel guided by their partners, providing insights on how to assert control in their lives.
So guys want to know how to be that alpha guy and have a lot of options of different girls. So each of us can go through how you should thoroughly spin plates the right way.
If you can make them feel like they're in a love story, if she feels like the most important girl in the world, but she kind of knows that you have that going on, she doesn't want to look. And if fear equals love and she respects you, it creates this new kind of freedom where they're willing to give you a yard pass on that because you're the best option they have and you treat her well and you're respectful and you draw the line and you keep it, then man, it's easier work than you think.
If you're banging a girl and you look her in the eyes and tell her, I'm going to cheat on you the second you're out this door.
She'll come hard.
She loves
She'll
it.
come hard,
they
bro.
love it because they love the competition anxiety, right? And females are biologically designed to share a top tier male. They truly believe you're that guy.
It became a passionate dialogue confronting what's often labeled as toxic masculinity, empowering timid young men to overcome doubts and insecurities to reach their full potential. What's more, Andrew and Myron dived into strategies for securing a prosperous future in a first world country, emphasizing that there's no excuse for poverty.
You, as a man, if you're born a man, yes, you have to create your value. You don't get the benefit of being a woman and being born with value, but you can choose what you want to be. If you live in the United States or a Western country, you have running water, food, and electricity, you have no excuse to be poor with the way the internet is set up and all the information out there.
Nevertheless, the controversy involving women didn't stop there. During an episode featuring rapper Asian Doll, she was completely silenced and undermined after a clash with Gaines and Weeks. In the widely circulated video on social media, an angry Gaines criticized Asian Doll and her friends for engaging in a side conversation during a podcast recording.
All right, no, it's her turn to go.
You get to know like what love feels.
Guys,
Like, those people
guys,
you go
sidebar conversations, please.
All right, what about
I've told you, this is like, this is like the 5th time I've told you that, right?
This led to Asian Doll responding by calling Gaines mean as before leading the argument into a long, heated conversation.
For real, like, stop.
He mean as in a man in club. That's like approaching me.
Hold on. Excuse me?
You mean?
I'm not mean at all.
Okay, I don't care.
Have you been here the whole time?
No.
All right then, so you don't know what was happening,
I
right?
don't give a
Okay then.
At some point, Asian Doll stood by her right to express herself, to which Gaines responded, "Well, you can get the f*** off the show." And even after Weeks tried to defuse the situation, Asian Doll decided to leave the podcast. After spotting so many red flags and double standards, the fans started calling out Gaines and Fresh Prince CEO. It became even more obvious after they gave Kodak Black the chance to freely talk over other participants during their episodes, a stark contrast to their treatment of Asian Doll. This inconsistency in how guests were managed didn't go unnoticed by viewers. However, Brittany Renner decided to boldly step forward and engage with the hosts' directly dialogue about their views on women. Viewers hailed Brittany Renner for her fearless interrogation of the hosts' attitude towards women, highlighting their inconsistency in handling guests. Renner boldly challenged Gaines. "You said you warn guys about girls like me. So, tell me about girls like me."
No, obviously you do though, because you said that you warn guys about girls like me, so tell me about girls like me.
As he attempted to backtrack, Renner interrupted.
Just
Humor
women
me.
in general. Like, I mean,
Well,
there's
no, don't women in general, because you literally specifically said before we got on here
This is all off-camera
that
conversation.
you did say that
That's true.
you warn guys about girls like me. So now that we're face to face, what kind of girl am I?
However, in a recently rediscovered video that rapidly gained widespread attention, Myron drew a controversial analogy, comparing women to cars and questioning the rationale behind paying full price for a used one.
I'm not going to the Lamborghini dealership pay $300,000 for a Lambo with 200,000 miles on it, bro. We need to start holding these women accountable. You want to do that 6 feet tall, $100,000 a year, gonna protect you in times of danger, but you can't even be a decent woman? Get out of here, bro.
However, fans reacted strongly, condemning his remarks as offensive and viewing them as disrespectful insults aimed at women. One unforgettable event occurred in December 2021 when DJ Academics and IG model Whitney DeLon engaged in a very intense argument. It all started when Whitney made some claims, expressing her belief that she is a child of God, and delving into a discussion about her Christian faith during the podcast. The conversation escalated when AK brought up the situation involving Whitney having a child out of wedlock,
Of course. You had a kid out of wedlock?
Oh my God!
Oh my God, chill out, bro. I'm just trying to see if God would approve. This nigga said a wedlock.
You wanna know what though?
I'm just trying to see a wedlock.
I just want to see if God would approve. So, in response, Whitney took a jab about AK's weight.
You want to talk about my sins or talk about yours? Obesity. Gluttony, baby. Indulging in too much of that.
This conversation turned into a heated argument after she tossed a plastic beer cup at her fellow guests. So the podcast hosts urged her to leave the live broadcast. Some minutes later, she returned, pointing a gun at AK and the other guests while standing off camera, putting an end to the live podcast.
Move to the left.
Okay.
Move to the left. I said move to the left. Yo, I said move to the left. Now.
However, in March 2022, the Fresh and Fit podcast faced a week-long suspension on YouTube, leaving their audience confused. After a 7-day hiatus, the duo made a comeback with a live stream, shedding light on the reasons behind their sudden absence. Weeks and Gaines claimed that their bans resulted from allegations of hate speech originating from 2 older videos. They also claimed that their channel had fallen prey to a targeted attack initiated by an unidentified YouTuber, hinting at the possibility of a mass reporting campaign orchestrated by that YouTuber's fanbase. In a surprising turn of events, the hosts revealed that their channel had garnered approximately 15,000 new subscribers during the 7-day suspension. During a Money Monday podcast, Myron took the lead in guiding listeners towards becoming well-rounded modern men. The key takeaways revolved around physical fitness, real estate investments, and nurturing one's overall well-being. What set these episodes apart is not so much the content itself, but the candid and direct manner in which it was delivered. Furthermore, Myron doesn't shy away from addressing the Tate brothers situation and discussing how contemporary media challenges the concept of the ideal modern man. However, it was only a matter of time before things went south. On August 19, 2023, the notorious YouTube podcast reportedly faced the harsh action of demonetization from YouTube, a development that left the Fresh and Fit boys in emotional turmoil. During a live streaming session, Myron Gaines delivered the disheartening news, expressing his shock at YouTube's decision.
Is this the end, bro? Because we got some bad news, man.
Myron Gaines went on to reveal that Fresh and Fit had been ousted from the YouTube Partner Program, a membership that enables creators to monetize their content and access exclusive features. Walter Weeks added that the Super Chat, a feature instrumental in channel funding, was also no longer at their disposal. So basically, we're going to figure out what's going on because we don't really know all the details. We're working with YouTube to try to come to a middle ground and, work together and figure this out. Regarding the motive behind YouTube's action against the Fresh and Fit podcast, the hosts have chosen to keep that under wraps. However, they have speculated that it might relate to the bold and uncomfortable topics they discuss on the channel. Myron explained that their podcast delves into frank discussions about sensitive subjects rather than adhering strictly to what's considered politically correct. Following the viral news of YouTube demonetizing the Fresh and Fit podcast, the online community expressed their concerns as many users celebrated the controversial podcast's loss of monetization. One person took to Twitter where he said, "Fresh and Fit got what they deserved." Another person tweeted, "The Red Pill boys Fresh and Fit crying over getting fired. It's not about the money. Lol, man up, stop crying. Red Pill." During the same live stream, Myron Gaines appealed to his followers, seeking their assistance in sustaining their expensive podcast.
What I'm asking you guys is, just like we've saved you guys, we need you guys to save us. We need you guys to support us on Rumble, because that's the last bastion of free speech at this point.
He asked them to subscribe to their Fresh and Fit channel on Rumble for a monthly fee of $5, stating that their concern wasn't primarily about finances, but rather the looming possibility of losing their YouTube channel, prompting the need for help. The podcasters expressed their intention to continue sharing their content on YouTube for as long as they could manage. "If I have to take a pay cut, I will gladly do that. Guys, come on over to Rumble." The controversial podcast has drawn comparisons to other contentious figures like Andrew Tate and Pearl. And the signs of an impending conclusion became apparent when Fresh and Fit shared a video that seemed like a farewell. In this video, they claim that this could mark the podcast journey's end, at least on YouTube. Despite the setback, they left an open door by expressing their desire to comprehend the reasons behind their demonetization and mentioning their outreach to YouTube, indicating a refusal to give up. Meanwhile, Fresh and Fit has uploaded around 200 videos over the past 10 months, with only 5 videos from the past year lasting, as they removed ones primarily from their live podcast sessions. While the remaining videos aren't directly affiliated with their podcast, Fresh and Fit managed to discreetly share a podcast video recently, which still remains accessible. In an unfortunate double blow for Gaines, he recently shared the unsettling possibility of facing eviction from their residence, perplexed by their landlord's decision to bid them farewell.
Guys, it's gotten to the point now where even where we shoot the location doesn't want us to stay here.
Yeah.
I really don't want to have to admit that. I wanted to just move the studio, surprise you guys. Yo, new studio, it's lit, but like people don't want you guys to get this message, dude.
Even Rumble's under attack too.
The podcast's routine late-night filming sessions, often extending until 2 a.m. and involving 8 to 15 people engaged in lively, raucous decisions, probably didn't sit well with their neighbors, meaning that Gaines is losing both his podcast and his bachelor pad. At this point, the future remains uncertain for the controversial YouTuber. What do you think about the Fresh and Fit boys?